It was a patient who actually was incredibly sick and had just received 3 doses of Inflamab for her melanoma. And the melanoma failed to respond totally as she had these lumps on the top of her head. She then received a PD-1 drug, which actually resulted in a significant clinical benefit, but after 3 doses, she became incredibly ill, dehydration, looking poorly, low blood pressure, was found to be hyperthyroxinemic with a severe elevation in her thyroid levels. It turns out that originally I thought this patient was just classic hyperthyroid with illness, treated her with methimazole, but on reading the insert realized that a number of patients with this drug combination can have thyroiditis. It turns out 22%, most of them hypo, but you can have hyper. We treated the patient quickly with IV Solumedrol, which resulted in a significant clinical turnaround. The oncologist basically said we will persist, gave additional doses of the PD-1 inhibitor, and there are many more coming with new approvals in lung cancer. And this resulted in a remission, biopsy negative, with complete resolution of her scalp lesions. And the real key for endocrinologists like myself is to be aware that 22% of patients with this drug combination can have thyroid dysfunction, and that 8% can have pituitary dysfunction, which is called a hypophysitis. This can be life-threatening. So therefore, the key is that one has to treat the thyroid, but also this patient had hypophysitis and required steroids. And with the treatment, she's been able to go into remission and looks like home free. Well, it's just this is a new combination that's been highly successful in melanoma, and also it's going to be and is approved now for different lung cancers. So what happens is that you just have to be on your toes that we have a highly efficacious drug combination, but we have to be aware of the side effects. And then if one makes that diagnosis, then the patients will be allowed to go further on their chemo and generate very good clinical results. Well, I think it's an issue for everybody, especially oncologists and endocrinologists. But there are internists who are going to need to make this diagnosis as people who get treated with cancer present to ERs in an acute illness. My impression is that more people will be aware of this endocrine side effect. And what will happen is more people will get these drug combinations. And believe me, there's more than one of these different agents from different companies that's just going to mean better benefits for cancer patients. And they just have to overcome their endocrinopathy from the drugs. It's an indication that one must read the insert because when you have new drugs, this drug was only on the market for 3 months when we had this experience. So there's going to be many more of these type of drugs because they work really well, and especially in combination.